R&R. Yeah, man. So yeah, what's happening, man? Hey, we on schedule like a motherfucker this week, man. Yeah. Shout out to the Rant Gang and shout out to the Capital Letter Club. Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all's viewership, man, and we back, man. So yeah, today's episode is entitled The Importance of Pressure Testing. Yeah. Pressure testing. Yeah, man. Yeah. You gotta pressure test shit, man. And you gotta be pressure tested. I'll tell you, this past weekend, I think there was a little turbulence in my scheduling, which to me is fine because I'm under the impression whenever you have these moments where you feeling like, maybe you might be being overwhelmed, that is actually you being pressure tested for your upcoming promotion, if you will. Yeah. A lot of you niggas are some crybabies when it comes to that kind of shit because you don't really have a lot of, you don't necessarily anticipate bullshit, which is completely fine if you want to stay at the level that you at. But here at R&R, primarily with the Capital Letter Club and, of course with the Rant Gang, we promote excellence. And so with that being said, you have to always stay ready. You know what I mean? Like you have to prepare yourself for nonsense and keep a smooth attitude because, again, chaos is what, class? The hinges to the doors of promotion, nigga. And when things fall apart, you rising to the occasion is what's going to determine whether you ready for the next level, man. Man, shout out to all y'all dropping it off in my Cash App right now. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. Your blessings are much appreciated. But yeah, I like I said, man, I ain't really had nobody pull my coattail on that. So, I mean, that was free. But a lot of y'all kind of wish that, and right now I'm rereading actually, this book entitled The Way of the Superior Man. And, I think it's chapter 9 where it talks about this, dealing with women. Sometimes, you would probably want your woman to get easier to deal with, but it's not going to ever happen. And you should probably stop wishing for that to be the case because that's her doing her job. It's seeing if you still going to be on point when you feeling like you at your greatest or your best and she throw a little curveball at you like, well, bitch, why is you always trip? Don't do that. Just keep the comedy alive. Have a sense of humor. Dodge the bullet. You understand what I'm saying? Raw, what's happening, man? Listen. That's just what it's gonna always be. And that's the same thing with life, man. Life ain't necessarily gonna always get easier because you don't never stop going up levels. Once you've been to a certain level, a certain number of times, you can kind of see how things is going to go. And that's, okay. You just going to keep coming with bullshit or you're going to keep getting hit with bullshit. And it's like every level you reach, there's another level boss and there's another level of distortion that you have to overcome, bro. And the more you advance, the more you gonna come up against shit. It's just the way it is. Now you can do yourself a favor and come up with fail safes because of what you dealt with on levels previous. But the moment you stop achieving is the moment you start dying. So you should always be, and bear that in mind, be happy that you kind of get hit with these challenges because it's not like it's a teacher standing in front of you telling you, oh, today is a pop quiz. No, you just get hit with it when you in adulthood. And it's like, oh shit, okay, yeah, I need you to do this, this, and this. Oh, but this fell apart today. Oh man, your car needed to tune up. You know what I mean? Like you getting hit with shit, but it's like, it's not for no reason. It's not. It's all for a very specific reason, even though you might not be able to see what it is. Okay? And you have to get pressure tested before you're, like shown, so you can show that you're ready for what's coming next. Because they say more money, more problems, right? A lot of you niggas, man, you want to have multiple women, but you can't handle the one that you got. And a lot of you niggas is out there looking for the perfect woman, and nigga, that's like trying to find a unicorn Pegasus zebra bitch. What? A woman that is also like understanding, takes accountability, and has a wonderful attitude. When you find one, let me know. I mean, I've come as close as I could to that, and I'm very grateful for that. But even with that, I mean, they still have to be broken, I guess you could say, or like, like you have to, like my man say, game god Goldie. You say, man, not even Goldie. This is actually Andre Taylor, aka Gorgeous Dre. You expecting for a woman to be ready-made when you get there. And if you're doing that, you obviously are just a regular nigga, because there's no way in the world, if you're a top-tier nigga, or, some of you like to call it a high-value man. I'm just going to say, if you're a capital letter club member, there are certain specifics that has to be, there's going to be an adjustment that needs to be made, man. Henry Coleman said, if the bitch make you a sandwich and she didn't ask you what you want on your sandwich, that bitch just made you another nigga sandwich. And me personally, it's a lot of things on my, on my list of do's and don'ts that have to be adhered to. Because you can't bring me just anything. And it's not gonna work, and you'll be upset. So if you don't ask what I want before you bring it to me, and you bring me something, you just wasted that shit. Because I'm not finna eat no ham. I don't necessarily like this or that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just bring me no white bread. You know what I mean? I like, you know what I'm saying? I have things that I like on my sandwich specifically that has to be for me. Shit, today I might not even want no meat. It's just how it is for me personally, bro. I mean, I don't know how y'all run y'all thing, but you have to have a program, and you have to pressure test individuals so that you can see that they're ready for the road, man. You know what I mean? Ahead of y'all. Obviously, a couple of these dudes didn't do that, and that's what we're going to talk about next on this segment I like to call Is That Right? So, on today's segment of Is That Right, which is brought to you in part by our first sponsor, the Velvet Tiger. The Velvet Tiger is a high-end dispensary located on Reno and MacArthur. And if you go in, and with your card, obviously, and let them know that Jamerson Ballard sent you, and you make a purchase of $20 or better, you will receive a free pre-roll. So don't forget to do that. And so, yeah. But on today's segment of Is That Right, we first have a Pennsylvania judge accused of shooting her ex-boyfriend, and later, like 3 or 4 years later, she ended up shooting her husband, or her soon-to-be ex-husband, I guess, because they was leaving her. I mean, apparently she can't accept rejection. But a lot of that probably could have been avoided if these individuals was paying attention to any signs. First of all, she's a judge. So if she's a judge, they might feel like they're above reproach. Because they worked whole hard to get to this point, and it's just, I don't know. I'm not one of those dudes that want to deal with a powerful, you know what I mean? I don't have that a mom issue in that way, where it's like I need to deal with somebody that's a supervisory kind of, you know what I mean? A lot of you niggas is with your second mom. You want to, yeah, well, man, she got my girl. You sound like a bitch. You do. You kind of sound like a bitch right now, talking about all the cool shit your girl got and you don't got half of none of that shit. What the fuck is she with you for? And it's clearly you with her, not she with you. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I had an individual that was upset with me earlier today because me saying certain shit, this doesn't, I mean, you know, look, man, if I'm not talking to you, then this shit won't hurt. But if it does hurt and I am talking to you, you know what? The best thing you can do is shut the fuck up and take it. Because you hollering about it ain't gonna make the shit less. Really, you just telling me I just hit the nail on the head when I'm just spitball. I'm just talking in general. I'm not aiming myself. If any of you niggas decide to jump in my comments and be like, man, you be, I know I'm talking to you. So anyway, this lady then shot the first dude in the head, and I don't think he died. And the second dude, she shot him in the head, and I think he went blind. But again, you have to pay attention to some of the signs, man. If you don't have the game to pressure test this person and basically see how they are when they get mad, because that's the only way you're going to really know what you got. I mean, that goes for men and women, because some of you women is with dudes and you do it, you know, dude is cool and shit until, you know what I mean? Until you hit that, and it's like, oh, yeah. I mean, you know, you can see how a motherfucker treat they people, and that'll tell you how they gonna be a lot of times, you know what I mean? Because they get in scuffles with their family members, brother, mama, dad, people they love, and, you know, and their exes. The bitch that's told you she didn't set her last nigga's car on fire, and you like, oh yeah, you know, man, but you know, she cool than the motherfucker, man. She got that money though, man. She got her. You a goofy, man. You a goofy. And I just want you to know that shit. But yeah, the lady's name is S4Ep9, bro. And I think she out on a $3 million bond right now. I don't know, but she went out on a $300,000 bond on the first charge. 2019 was out gallivanting around, posting, talking about what's $300,000 to women like us. And, you know what I mean? Now she done the same shit again because she got off on the shit and went back to her judge job. And it's like, what do you do? Like, what are you doing? You did no homework at all? You didn't see that this lady had this kind of shit going on in her life? Didn't she tell you she was fighting the case? And you said, oh man, you know, I think I'm gonna just go over my sisters and shit. I'm cool on this after a year or whatever. And she, you know, I don't know what the fuck niggas thought, but then nigga got comfortable and went to sleep, and then she shot the nigga in his temple. Bullet went in one ear out the other, and he can't see no more. And she asking the nigga, well, what did you do to yourself? Bitch, it's like, did you just shoot this nigga in his head and ask him what he did to himself? The first nigga, she actually did some old sinister ass shit and put a a stay away order on the nigga, and then I don't know, somehow or another they got somewhere she made it to where I guess they could correspond with one another, but then had the nigga come over there and help her move some furniture or some shit, and then got the nigga like that. Like, all this shit is public record, by the way. You might want to, do a cat facts check on these hoes, man. To figure out what the fuck you got going on. Listen, man. So she's out in Dauphin County on both charges she faced. One count of attempted murder and one count of aggravated assault. So she might be going down. A jury convicted her. I guess the magistrate judge of Dauphin County on both charges. So she about to go down. That's the first one. Second, we have now this one was kind of crazy. Okay, now there's been a mysterious disappearance of about 17 individuals in the Atlanta area. So if you're in Atlanta, if you anywhere now, right away, anyway, I mean, because this website Indeed, people go there when they need a job. Now you would need a nigga that need a job, and you going to get the job, and you just nobody seeing you no more. From now on, this is what I want you to do. If you're trying to get a job on something like Indeed, because it used to be like that with like Craigslist, but it wasn't niggas coming up missing. They was trying to rob you, or you know what I mean? Like it was maybe fake posts and shit like that. But this shit has gone to another level. I think these motherfuckers, I'm speculating, but I think these motherfucking immigrants probably are targeting black people, and they're probably going for their organs. This is what I think. Yeah, this is me with my, tinfoil hat on. And, I mean, I could be wrong, but look, if you going on Indeed, you need a job, first thing you need to do is make sure that the job is real. The place that's a business is real. The website is real. It confirm the legitimacy of this situation, which is still kind of, depending on how elaborate this shit can be. I mean, they might have a website, but then you need to go and make sure that there's a physical address for the place of business that they looking for. And then confirm that the place, maybe look on the Better Business Bureau, see if it's been listed. Go do some due diligence before you decide to go out. And then when you do all of that and you confirm that this place is real or whatever, I would suggest that you don't go by yourself. If you can help, if it help it at all, have somebody go with you. And then have the job interview in a public place. Starbucks, somewhere like that. I mean, if it's going to be something, usually it's at the place of business. But if it's not, then, you even meeting up with an individual, you need to be somewhere public. And you also need to be sharing your location. 2 or 3 people need to know that you headed to this job interview today and what time you're supposed to be there and what time you're supposed to be back. And you might not get unalived, but 17 people, man, they paying a lot for lungs and eyes and shit like that, especially from us. So, yeah, keep your antennas up, man. And on another thing, this is the last thing I got for this. Now this ain't necessarily. This just happened. There's a kid that basically killed his parents. This motherfucker killed his parents and stayed in the house with the parents for like 2 weeks. And the only thing they knew about the kid hadn't been at school for like 2 weeks. So they did a wellness check on him and found it. I think they found the parents was dead in the house. And I don't even think they could identify the parents, man, because they was so fucked up. But he was still living in the house with the parents while they was fucked up for that 2 weeks that they was dead. He had killed them because he was trying to plot an assassination attempt on the president, and I think he was trying to join a supremacist group or something. I don't know exactly what's going on with that, but man, bro, I found on a traffic stop, and I think he was in a different state, with like $14K on him in cash. His dad, pictures of his dad. This is his stepdad and his mom's. His stepdad credit card information and his account information. He was committed. He was fully committed to this shit, man. And so all you motherfuckers that's aspiring to do something crazy to your parents, I don't even think that shit goes over well in prison. Because in prison, you don't always have it, and you might need to borrow it or get a loan or some shit. And it's just like, if they doing their homework and they find out that you killed your parents, I don't think they take kindly to that kind of shit. On the strength that if you kill your parents, what the fuck you don't respect shit. You don't fuck with, you can kill your parents, man. Bro, I can't fuck with you. I cannot fuck with you. I don't want you nowhere around me. You a fucking viper, Cuddy. That shit dead, bro. I'm not cool. I'm not fucking with that shit. Anyway, that's all I got for Is That Right? It's a couple more things, but we got a lot of show to cover. The next segment is entitled Celebrity Spotlight. And on Celebrity Spotlight, we got a few things. Still pretty much pertaining to the same subject matter. Because, look, speaking of parents, I got some here saying that Kanye basically outed his mom on Twitter. And why, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know why you would even do that. Man, what's up, Napo? What's happening, bro? Yeah, we in Celebrity Spotlight right now. We talking about some of the goings-ons of some of these celebrities. Oh, yeah, and by the way, Celebrity Spotlight is brought to you in part by Kicks, the luxury shoe brand brought to you by yours truly. Check those out. I'm going to leave a link in the description box. And, like I said, get you a pair of those, man, because they some better than you shoes, you feel me? Italian leather. And you might want to grab you a pair before the motherfucking tariffs get to kicking in, man, because it's probably going to make the price go up a little bit. What's up, fam? That's my man's, though. Now, Pooh, he got his own shirt situation going down, I only fuck with moguls, man. Baby moguls, to be moguls, period. So, yeah, we in there, man. So check it out. Oh, yeah, check him out, man. The ransack situation. My man, copy you a shirt. Go to Napo's Instagram and holla at that, man. Support businesses that are consistent, because before I get, because Wallow is tripping out, and I guess he was getting into it with people about how they, kind of milking the whole black business situation, and it's like, look, man, that's that DEI shit, man. Fuck the black business moniker. Just do good business. Black, white, Asian, if you do good business, you will succeed. You leaning too heavily on the black part, and it's like you trying to take advantage of niggas when you do that kind of shit, bro, because it's like you want me to come holler at your shit. But are you handling business, though? Is your customer service proper? Is your establishment clean? Is your food quality up to par? Have you passed, you know what I mean? Have you been pressure tested? And have you risen to the occasion in such a way that makes me want to, you know what I mean? Because anybody can get one customer one time, but it's the repeat customer that is the lifeblood of all small businesses, all business, period. But yeah, so now that I've gotten that out the way, Kanye West out of this motherfucking mama, man. Kanye West then jumped out the window and was saying some shit on Twitter like, y'all ever, hear some noises coming from your mama room, and you hear this shit and you realize that your mama is gay because she in there fucking on the babysitter, like, Mom, that's the babysitter. And he was just like, she works for you. I guess that's why I fuck the bitches that work for me, Mom. I got it from you. What? The lady is dead, man. The lady dead. And what are you? Let that lady rest in peace, Kanye, bro. You ain't got to do that, man. If you fucking your employees, do that shit. I, myself, personally, I'm not fucking with it. I mean, even if it was consensual, you either gonna get dick from me or you gonna get money. I mean, if you getting dick from me, you gonna get some money because if you under me, you gonna get some game to make sure you got some cheese. But if you work for me, that's separate. I'm not fucking you. So pick which one you want to do. You want to keep it purely business, that's fine. If you want to fuck, you are my woman. Because I personally, I can't have no motherfucker at any of my establishments because we fucking thinking that we business partners and that you part owner of the company because you taking dick from me. That's not how that shit work. It's not how that shit work. And it's not ever going to be like that. So for all you motherfuckers that be trying to play the role like you need a job but you really trying to fuck, just keep it real and say what it is that you really want. You want some dick. You want to fuck? Okay. You know what I mean? You will get the dick. The dick will get got, but it's got. I mean, not no more. I'm off the market. I'm just saying, you know, for all of you who aren't off the market and you are, I mean, this is my thing. I don't know. I can't tell you how to do your thing, but that's how I operate my shit. And I don't have those kind of problems, man. But if I was to be fucking my employees, I'm not finna go ahead and throw my mama under the bus because of that shit. I'm a man. I make decisions on my own. I had to get on some kid this weekend about trying to sick his parents on me behind him losing his bottle of alcohol that got confiscated because he kept trying to sneak bottle of alcohol into a quinceañera. Bro, you're not 21. What are you doing with the bottle? The parents are allowing it, but I'm not standing on it. I'm not standing for that shit, bro. And they kind of, can you give him this alcohol? Is he 21? The sister, I'm 21. I'm talking about him. Is he 21? No. Well, then no. There will be no giving back of the bottle. Because, look, bro, I can be paid, but I cannot be bought. Okay? I can be paid, right? But I cannot be bought. So I don't give a fuck about how much money y'all done spent to rent this space. Y'all don't own the space, and you don't own me. I answer to a higher power, okay? And that will determine my level of action whenever the rules, aren't being adhered to. And motherfuckers hate it. They hate it. They probably hate me. You know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Because I got to keep doing shit. And with those same motherfuckers, once they see that how I'm standing on business, they'll be the same motherfuckers like, hey, man, I want you to do security for me, man, because yeah. Because you can't pretty your way past me. You can't pay your way past me. If it's bad, it's fucking bad, bro. It's bad. Take that shit back to the car. And if I catch you with it again in here, I'm confiscating that. But I don't really, if it's like a gun or something, you keep that shit. But you can't come in now. Because I'm not finna keep trying to police that whole shit, bro. That shit is ridiculous. Anyway, Kanye did that. And, he did some out the way shit last week that I didn't even get a chance to talk about when he did his interview with academics, bro. And he was dressed as a black Klansman lightweight. But I learned later that, because although he was dressed in an all-black Ku Klux Klan outfit, if y'all didn't see that shit, it looked like that's some shit that was invented by the Moors. And that's some shit that they do like the week before Easter. Wow. Who knew? Bruh, they say a broke clock is right twice a day, bruh. Is on point with certain shit. But something he was not on point about apparently was his fucking hygiene, apparently, according to his ex-wife, or his soon-to-be ex-wife. She said that the nigga stank. She said the nigga breath stank. I don't know if it's because of the teeth thing going on. You know, the man had his shit rewired. I don't hear niggas that got veneers shit be stanking up under there. I wouldn't bit that past him, man, because it's like your real teeth up under your teeth that you got that look nice and pretty is under that motherfucker dying. And it stink. It's like if you had a cast on for a year or 3 or 5, it's like that motherfucker starts stinking. I don't know this to be true. Kanye, if you hear this, I'm not saying that I think that you stink. I'm just reporting what was told. The bitch said you stink, man. She said that the nigga got multiple diseases and he's not a fan of showering. That's probably why he does the white lady thing a lot. I don't know. I'm purely speculating, but I'm pretty sure that if he was with a black woman, that shit wouldn't fly at all. Not on no day, not in the beginning or the end. And I mean, that's a lot of money floating around. So maybe she felt like, and somebody else was saying like, well, if he do got diseases, bitch, you probably got them too. Because if you walk around here with your ass out because this nigga said so, even though his breath stinking, you did it. And if you doing that, then y'all probably fucking raw. And if y'all fucking raw, then you probably got the same shit he got. And again, you gotta, get pressure tested before you go on to another relationship. But in Hollywood, I'm hearing that shit happens a lot. They just pass each other around. I heard that's the same thing in like the porn industry. Like you can have AIDS in the porn industry, but if you get with somebody else that have AIDS, y'all can just fuck raw and it don't matter. Yeah, apparently Brett got all those diseases he talking about. They talking about he got from at one of Diddy's freak off parties. Again, this is all speculation. I'm not exactly sure how true any of this is, but Brett has been kind of caping for Puff. You know what I'm saying? And trying to put money on his books and free Puff. You know what I mean? But I get it. I mean, if you a nigga that been through some shit with these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? You know that sometimes that shit don't necessarily be what it look like, man. But at the same time, it's just like, that's what's going on. That's what she's saying. And I can't. Next up, we got Sean motherfucking Kingston. And Sean Kingston ass and his mama. Sean Kingston and his mama in there on some fraud shit. They doing high level fraud. I mean, they probably facing about 20 years each. Now, if you know who Sean Kingston is, or if you don't, Sean Kingston is a chubby kid from the island. I think he do island music. But he was out, talking about girls and love and shit. And for some reason, his motherfucking career basically went down the motherfucking drain, bro. And it's just been criminalistic shit after that. His mom already was into this criminalistic shit. The man had it hard coming up. You know what I'm saying? So he got his thing off, did the music thing. That shit fell off. I guess mom got to him like, we can't do this fraud shit with me. You want to do some fraud shit? He like, fuck it. Nigga ain't trying to be skinny because he ain't eating. So they on some fraud shit. I mean, oxtail is hella expensive right now. I don't know. I mean, motherfuckers want to eat jerk oxtails and shit still. Motherfuckers probably got to steal. Nigga, I seen some shit where, I don't know what state or city this was in, but motherfuckers was stealing out of that motherfucker so bad that they started putting like little baby gates around the steaks. Like little, like not barbed wire looking, but it's like some little, like, theft deterrent systems around the meat, bro. The little metal, like barbed wire without the barbs, but a little wired theft deterrent around the steaks, bro. It's bad out there, man. But anyway, bro, on high level shit, stealing bulletproof cars, valued at like $180,000 and a couple other things, jewelry, just this shit. But they going down. And next, Tay-K. Now, I don't know if y'all remember Tay-K. Tay-K been down for about how many years? I think he was 16 when he went in. Now he like this. I don't know. I don't think it's been 10 years, but he been in there for about 5 of them. Bro, look totally different. Glasses on, pointing that shit up in court. fighting for his life, and they basically just found him not guilty of capital murder, which means that he, I think capital murder carries, a life sentence, but he just got regular murder, not capital murder. So he'll just be doing anywhere from 5 to 99 years with the possibility of parole. And so I don't know. I don't even know how to feel about that. Leave it in the comments if you think that's cool or not. You know what I'm saying? If y'all listen to The Race, if y'all remember that song, this girl was testifying against him. I mean, she trying to keep her life, out of the pen, and she told, look, man, they gonna do that. You should have seen his face. You know what I mean? It's like he knew, but he was just like, man. But it didn't go, he didn't get capital murder. So, but he did. He killed that man. So he got to face the piper, man. I think he could have probably, he could have not did it. I don't know. She probably thought that shit was cute while she was with the nigga. But either one of them could have been, they could have pressure tested the other one and seen if they was really going to do it and if they was really not going to stand on business. When I would just assume that she not going to stand on business when it really come down to it, bro. I don't give a fuck what they say. I don't give a fuck how willing they are of a participant. When it really gets started, when it's over with, it's like, she changed her mind, nigga. She don't want that no more. And they have the right to be on that shit, and you should, account for that and understand that they reserve the right to change their mind, bro. I got a girl, and I got 2 girls, and okay, yeah, that's cool. In their mind, they gonna try to get in there and fuck all that shit up. And you better figure out what the fuck side of this shit they really on before you introduce them to the rest of your stable, because they'll get in there and fuck your whole shit up. Have you in jail or some more shit, bro, because you need to figure it out first. You need to figure it out, bro. You know what I mean? Put them underneath some kind of stress so they can see how they move. Bitch, see the police will start like, damn, bitch, you gonna get in the motherfucking room and sing like Mary J. Blige in that motherfucker, because you trying to stay alive. You know what I mean? You ain't even facing shit, bro. You in there talking? Damn, you can't do 3 months? You know what I mean? You can't do a year? You ain't got no criminal history. You ain't never did shit. And we not doing shit. Pay attention to them signs. 1, you keep yourself out of a lot of trouble. The next segment is entitled Worldview. Now, worldview is just what it sounds like, bro. We're going to talk about the shit that's going on around this motherfucking world, man, and not just what's going on in this country, because that shit affects us too. It does. And on today's segment of Worldview, we got the commander of the U.S. Space Force base in Greenland has been fired. Yeah, man. J.D. Vance went out there, and after he left, she sent a mass email about how she's not really, she don't support their stance in Greenland, basically. And she had to get let go, man. That sounds like insubordination. And she'll probably get another job somewhere else, but can you not, tell every motherfucking body how you feel? You ain't got to tell everybody how you motherfucking feel. You probably would still have your job later. You don't support this, the views part of this programming does not, it's not reflect the views of, okay, but that ain't nobody's business, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to make people feel like you not, you're being insubordinate. Because, I don't know exactly what they got going on up there. I know they was talking about buying, excuse me, y'all. It's talking about buying Greenland. Because, strategically, it's like right there. So they can basically keep their eyes on shit going on, I think, in China or Russia. But yeah. So, with her acting like she don't really support what they got going on, it's like, oh, well, we're just going to have to get you up out the way because we need somebody that, even if they don't, they know how to shut the fuck up about it, because you can't put that shit out in the public and still keep your stance. That's not going to work. We got to make an example out of you. So that's that. That's happening. It's some other shit going on out there in Yemen, but I ain't really... We'll have to see how that shit shake out. I'm not really trying to cover all that right this second. But I'll tell you this. China is fucked up. Their economy is on the brink right now because of these motherfucking tariffs. And you know what? I have to say I'm with that shit. I'm not necessarily with them crashing. I fuck with the people of China. But the Chinese government is some bullshit. It's bullshit. And they are the kings of counterfeiting. And I'm not a fan of fake shit. I'm not a fan of fake shit. I'm not a fan of fake people. I don't like motherfuckers taking the shit that I done and worked to create, and they just kind of piggyback on that shit and take off with it. And you know what I mean? Like how motherfuckers, everybody got "it's" on the front of their motherfucking name now. That's, you seen it here first, bro. And you might not believe that shit, but if you know, you know. At any rate, China does that exact same shit with almost everything that we create here. And if you create something out there, there is no copyright laws or nothing that keeps that from people from like mimicking your shit. Like, that's like one of the biggest things out there is like, if you create something dope, within 3 days they'll have a copy of that shit, and it's either cheaper or less expensive or whatever. They don't really fuck with our shit as much. They'll have a knockoff version of our shit out there. That's why they came up with DeepSeek, which is that AI situation. They just copy our code and paste it and call it something else. And that's just tragic. They've been robbing us blind. Dude from Shark Tank was like, he don't even think that, the 145% tariffs is enough. He think it should be like 400% tariffs on this shit. Which, because they got orders to come out here. They got all this shit going on out here. The jobs is being lost. This motherfuckers is crumbling because they can't keep up. That was when it was 30% tariff. Now it's 145. And Trump played that shit masterfully because he is trying to flesh out who is the bad actors in the world when it comes to this kind of shit. And I think they've been kind of hiding their shit. Plus, they kind of got this whole fentanyl shit going. And I say kind of, but it's not kind of. It's serious. It's serious. Last week I talked about them putting fentanyl on weed. We wouldn't even have fentanyl had it not been for China. Because out in China, what they do with their drug dealers in China, they sentence them to death. They die if you sell drugs in China. But they got their people in labs creating this fentanyl shit, and they flooding us with it. I used to think it was because they didn't think they would ever get their money back from us. But it's obviously a different reason. They really probably trying to weaken us from the inside out so that they won't feel like they can't hang with us when it becomes a war situation. But apparently, Trump is on it. He on it. He on their ass. That's why he was hitting Mexico and Canada with all them motherfucking tariffs and shit, because they are in cahoots with China, apparently letting them get their shit off out here. You know what I'm saying? And it's people dying left and right because of that shit, man. And Trump ain't having that shit. So, man, thank you, Trump, bro. I appreciate you handling business out here domestically. And I mean, foreign policy's got the it's got the motherfucking stock market crazy, but it's 70 countries came to the table to negotiate because he's telling them, hey, I'm gonna hit y'all with tariffs, but don't counter. Don't try to respond to it. Like, just let it happen. And they, you know, and then lo and behold, motherfucking China, he flushed them out, man. We go, and they trying to get the rest of the world to you know, oust us, but they being ousted because they don't really let nobody else, you know, sell them shit. They sell everybody else they little bullshit, but can't nobody get their shit off right now. You know, because they fucking with us. We are the biggest consumer in the world. And Trump has massively found a way to leverage that shit to make it to where you don't sell your shit if we ain't buying it. So, tough titty. Which, you know, is kind of crappy for a lot of the luxury brands that you niggas love so much, like, you know, Louis Vuitton and even motherfucking shit like, what is that? Shit. The candies. No, not candy. Oh, shit. I'm trying to think of this one perfume my people fuck with hard. Prada candy. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of shit that's going to be affected. But it's been a pause, like a 3-month pause on everybody's shit. So like a 90-day pause, but I think they still got to run a 10% tariff right now. But 70 countries that came in the pocket and want to negotiate. You know what I'm saying? They come to the negotiating table. So that's masterful work. I heard Brett's superpower is to turn your weakness on, to make it look like to him that your weakness is a strength, and then turn that on you. That's according to the lady from Shark Tank, the blonde haired lady. I guess she used to do business with Brent. So yeah, but the Chinese economy is on the crapper right now, bro. It's ugly, and I don't know. We have yet to see how this is gonna go, but I'm standing behind what Trump got going on, bro, because you know he knows business. Apparently he's playing 4D chess out here where all these other motherfuckers is just watching and see what happens next. Now we got a segment we all love to hate. A segment I like to call Don't Be a Weirdo. And on today's segment of Don't Be a Weirdo, we got a doozy. Now, this motherfucker, look, I'm gonna just, all right, so let me set it up. The man in New York City subway dies about 8 p.m. on the R train near the Whitehall Street Station in the Bronx. And our weirdo of the week decided he was gonna fuck this cold, dead butt cheeks. He was gonna fuck this dead motherfucker, man. This motherfucker is a necrophiliac. Can you say that with me? Necrophiliac. That means they like to fuck dead shit, corpses. I don't know if this is his first time doing it, but apparently this person, which remains unnamed because they have not found this motherfucker, but they got a face. This nigga got on a yellow hoodie. He came in the subway. I mean, the motherfucker that got fucked or has died, like, came on the subway and died, I think, around 8 p.m. And he was on there when this motherfucker got on the train at 11:20. So this motherfucker was basically waiting on this opportunity to fuck this dead man's body. Why he was still on the train, he was dead all this time, I don't know, because apparently there was surveillance. And these motherfuckers were surveilling this dude waiting in between patrons on the train and fucking this dead nigga's butt cheeks. I'm assuming it's butt cheeks. I don't know what hole or orifice this man was fucking. It just sounds disgusting. It sounds disgusting, bro. What are you doing, bro? You want dead cheeks, bro? First of all, the fact that you even want cheeks is crazy. But you want the dead ones? Apparently, this motherfucker had just got out of prison, and he's a heroin addict, according to his brother, because apparently they done found the man brother, interviewed the man brother. And his brother is saying that he would never do nothing like that. And he ain't that perverted. But nigga, you don't know what this motherfucker into. He just got out. He probably, I don't know. Maybe them butt cheeks looked sexy to him. And he like, man, I ain't had nothing in a minute, man. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. He's still kind of warm, I guess. I don't know. He ain't gonna put up no fight though, cause he's dead. Ooh, that's weak. That's weak. That's weak and nasty. You fucking, cause you know, as soon as a body dies, they pretty much, all of their bowels and shit come out. They lose their control, their muscles and shit. So I don't know if he had to, I don't know. Was it excrement? Like, was he, I don't think it was shit there, but it's like, what did he do? It don't matter what he did. I don't want to know. I don't know how the niggas that was watching the surveillance cameras able to keep watching this shit and see it and not do nothing about the shit, because for one, that man's body shouldn't have been there for that long if they seen that he was dead and they know he was dead. But the man has not been found yet. They still trying to find his motherfucking ass. They didn't talk to the man, brother. I was trying to find the nigga name. I can't find his name. But that's our weirdo of the week. Don't be a fucking weirdo, man. Get you some, you know what I'm saying? Get you some consensual box, bro. It's out there. It's out. It's everywhere. It's boxed everywhere, especially in New York, bro. There's some nice pieces out there, bro. You could have paid somebody to fuck. You a heroin addict? It's a bitch down to fuck you for some heroin. You could have gave him a little shot in the arm, in between the toes, and the underarm or something, and got off. And it would have been, unless you like fucking motherfuckers while they sleep or something. Weird ass motherfucker, bro. But anyway, that's all I got for Weirdo of the Week. The next thing we got is Who Got Active. Now, on today's segment of Who Got Active, our activated individual is none other than, drum roll please, Michael motherfucking Jordan. Michael Jeffrey Jordan is our activated individual of the week. And here's why. It's simple. Apparently, Michael Jordan reportedly cut ties with Nike over the Pride Jordans. They trying to, what? They trying to release some Pride Month J's? So they want some rainbow J's. Rainbow bright Nikes. And Mike was like, psych. No rainbow bright Nike. I mean, y'all can do the Nikes, but not the J's, and I'm cool. I don't know. I have to confirm the legitimacy of this. Fair use, by the way, on all of this shit, for everything top to bottom. But I just, Michael, that shit kind of made me proud a little bit. But I mean, I understand that, bruh, dude got some standards. It's just, I've heard a lot of shit about him being assholes to people that look like us. Maybe it's because he just, it's about money with him at a certain point, and he a winner. He started gambling and shit, and it's just like, if he understand how, he got a number. He got a number as far as business, and if you deal with enough black people that don't have the number, then you probably would be on that. And that's not defending him. It's just, I've just heard from people who might even have the money, like Chameleonaire, that he's a fucking asshole. But also, he's just not fucking with the gay J's. Now, I personally, I love everybody. I don't have anything against you in your, your sexual orientation is your own business. I don't like the sin of it, but the person I still fuck with. But yeah, if it was, I would probably be on the same shit. What I need a gay shoe for? They can just buy regular shoes and be gay in them if they want to, but I'm not finna make a gay pair of J's. What would I need to do that for? Oh, they'll sell like hotcakes. People would look, you about to fuck up my brand with that shit, bro. I'm not finna, say that gay people can't wear my shoes. What I'm saying is, it don't need to be a gay J. It just don't. Now we didn't did it. They want to have some colorful ass J's. We got the motherfucking the Ballards or something. You can get you something with some light, bright colors and shit. You know, there's so many different colors. But I'm not finna make no Pride Month J's, bro. That shit dead. And if you keep talking to me like that about that shit, this whole thing is over. And he leveraging his relationship probably because it's like, oh well, we'll leave that. We'll reconsider it, or we won't. We won't. But we don't want to ruin our relationship with you. We'll just find another way. But yeah, you're gonna have to find another motherfucking way, man. All right, meeting adjourned. Is how I imagine it kind of went. And it might have been a little more, a little less, but what the fuck you gonna do? That's why you got to establish yourself so that you can have the leverage to, have it your motherfucking way, man. You know what I mean? But do take this away with this, do some pressure testing before you go forward with something as far as like a relationship. Because and this is in all forms of relationships, because business is a relationship, friendships is a relationship, and you are who you hang around. I don't kick it with niggas that don't take care of their kids. I had to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like it was like, it's always been like that, because I really didn't understand what that had to do with me at first. But it's like, look, I can't make you take care of your kids, but I can tell you, I'm not going to fuck with a nigga that don't take care of their kids. I'm not going to do that shit. I'm not. If you're a nigga that, don't handle your business when it comes to your kids, we not the same, and we don't need to be friends with each other. I don't feel no type of way about that. If you don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about, then, the door is that way. But that's just how I am. Like I said, you are who you hang around. Even if you don't fuck with the baby mama, you still need to be taking care of your kids, man. Whatever that looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas is back on your child support. Figure that shit out, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't agree with her putting you on child support, whatever the case may be, but you still need to be in your kids' life and taking care of your kids and making sure that they straight, man. That's just the long and short of it. But that's pretty much all I got for this episode of R&R. I hope you guys got something out of this. And if you, fuck with the show, my Cash App is $SuperSteve. You know what I mean? Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. And this is Jamerson Ballard signing off. I will see you guys on the next one.